Everything is the Same Except, a podcast where we take any media we want, alter one thing about it, and then explore what would be affected by this one little change. I'm your host, Ninja.
I'm Gage, best known as Cat Comic Studios.
See, Roxy.
Was that an intro? I'm sorry. I thought that I was waiting for you to actually get in. Hi, I'm Roxy. You can find my stuff at Artie Stroke on Twitter.
Introductions are hard.
Yes.
To be fair, Chris, you were cutting out a little bit, so I think that threw Roxy off.
Yeah,
that's
threw me
fine.
off a little bit.
Yeah, my mic. I need to get a new microphone.
Chris, I need you to vor your entire mic.
You mean like this?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Okay.
that good feedback.
Rip in peace, headphone users.
I can taste your esophagus in my ears. It's nice.
No!
Eh.
Please! I thought I was
Think
gonna
it's,
be, dumb and gross because Roxy cute, but...
All right, let's move away from maybe the cursed talk into the other cursed talk of what you guys do on this show, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's have some
so...
fun.
You're her girlfriend. You should know this.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's only one episode posted as we're recording this. So, it's okay. It's not like I have, a 5-year running makeup channel and it's like, Roxy, what the fuck is a cat eye? And she's like, I don't know.
That's a type of stone, right?
Oh no.
I don't think you're wrong.
The other kind.
The eye of the tiger, the thrill of the fight.
Okay, it's a good thing I'm not a makeup YouTuber, because this would be sad. Anyway, let's go to today's topics. So, first up on the roster is Tom and Jerry, but the sizes are switched.
Oh, this is very good, actually.
I think that's been a gag in at least one cartoon.
I wanna say, yeah, it's gotta be right.
That has to have happened at some point because these cartoons get fucking weird. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Have you seen what the direct-to-video movies are now? It's like,
No. I tried not to.
Yeah.
so like the past several years, for some goddamn reason, it is like, here, Tom and Jerry is owned by Warner Brothers right now.
Mhm.
So it's like, we're going to put them into other movie properties that we own and just do those stories, but Tom and Jerry are
They're just fucking
doing
around in the
their
background of Wizard of Oz and Willy Wonka. It's weird.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying Marvel was like, "All right, we're gonna have the biggest crossover event ever," and then Warner Bros. Is like, "Hold my beer."
Yes, exactly.
Actually, I have watched one of them all the way through because it's actually pretty fun. They did a Johnny Quest crossover
What?
a few years back. It actually really works. I know. I mean, they they're actually involved in the plot and aren't just
I mean, my biggest surprise here is they're making Johnny Quest content in the year of our Lord 2019.
This was 2016, I think, but yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Wait. So, I want to figure this out. Tom and Jerry is owned by the same people that own Scooby-Doo right now, or no?
Oh, God.
Well, technically, they were all ruined. Okay, so Bill Hanna and Joe Barbera
Yep.
created Tom and Jerry way back in the late 30s
Yep.
when they were working at MGM.
Yep.
It's for for a couple decades. And then they decided to start moving into TV animation because that was starting to become a thing in the late 50s, early 60s. And they pioneered a lot of American limited animation techniques. Bear, Huckleberry Hound, And then Scooby-Doo was created under their production banner by Joe Ruby and Ken Spears. And then Hanna-Barbera later got bought and folded into and Turner, which is why and Turner bought their whole library as well as the Warner Brothers stuff to initially make the Cartoon Network, which is why the early years of that are basically all Hanna-Barbera and Warner Brothers content.
What I'm getting at is there is a crossover that has not been done as of yet.
Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's somewhere, I would imagine.
Like, why haven't they done that yet?
Maybe that's the one where they switch the sizes.
I mean, like, especially considering that Scooby-Doo has also done a buttload of crossover stuff.
They have a new show where it's all about that. Like, it's a new show, kind of the one from the 70s where they just had celebrity guest stars every week.
Yeah.
It's called Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, including guest stars like Steve Urkel.
Also, Ricky Gervais is in that for some reason.
So they're getting the same guest stars that they would have had in the 70s. How interesting.
Oh boy.
Wasn't Urkel 80s, not 70s?
I think Urkel was the 90s.
Oh,
fuck
you
knows.
right, you right.
We're not all Chris, so we don't...
So
Chris,
he's like...
were you reading a Wikipedia article, or is that shit off the top of your head? Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of off the top of my head.
God damn.
Oh god.
Honestly, that's impressive.
And here
Yeah,
I
I
am
don't-
just like, I don't know.
I mean, I was just reading about this. I was just reading about this the other day because I saw like a picture on Twitter of like them with cartoon Urkel, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
All right, I've got to Google this now.
And it's like, that's real. And then it's like, and then somebody tracked it to like, yeah, Jaleel White said on his Instagram, "Yep, I'm reprising the role."
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! I have to share this cartoon Urkel. Oh my god!
Give me that cartoon. What? Yeah, I guess that's what I imagine.
Also, that feels
Why is
like
the robot bleeding?
Rule
Give me a second
34
to get this up for the viewers.
Oh boy.
That feels like a very Rule 34 influenced Velma. She is not usually drawn that busty.
What? I mean, I'm sorry that
That
they
was
have
not
taste.
a phrase I expected to hear today. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, okay, look.
Real talk
Let Velma
though.
have titties.
Oh lord.
Just what the fuck is this image?
Yeah.
I don't
His son
know.
lost his leg. Have some fucking sensitivity.
I want
God,
him to perish, though.
That's fair. So, okay. Like, I love Scooby-Doo, but I think the topic was Tom and Jerry size switch AU. Now,
I think we've gone far afield from that.
Yeah, we've
a little bit.
definitely lost the plot here a little
we
bit.
love, yes.
Um,
Okay,
When
my
haven't we,
question.
though? Like, every episode, come on.
True, but Ninja, question.
Yep.
So they're still the same animals. It's just a
Yes.
cat-sized mouse and a mouse-sized cat.
Basically. Like, put Jerry on steroids and make Tom like a kitten.
Oh,
See,
boy.
those are two different things. Because if they're just, I mean, I guess a mouse-sized cat is always going to be weird. But like,
What, you never heard of the ROUSs?
shut up.
I don't think those exist.
No, see,
But
I thought about this for a little bit, and I thought that it might be like a prequel. Like, this is why Tom...
What?
This is why Tom hates Mike so much.
Because he was terrorized by a giant mouse?
Yes.
Look.
Did this mouse come from Nim? Like, why the fuck is it giant?
No, I've got the solve.
Go on.
This is like the OG Donkey Kong backstory.
What does that mean?
Oh my god.
Where you've got, so you know how Donkey Kong is apparently the Donkey Kong Jr. from Donkey Kong Jr. and the OG
God.
Donkey Kong is Cranky Kong.
Yes.
So we got Tom as Donkey Kong Jr. and we've got like IDK
Proto Tom.
Proto Jerry.
Oh, I looked
who's
it
got,
up by
like,
the
some
way.
Size
Fun fact,
shit.
Tom's original name was apparently Jasper in his debut appearance, and
That's
Jerry's
true.
was originally Jinx.
Jasper and Jinx.
So I think you mean Tom's father, Jasper.
No, I think I mean Tom, and then Tom versus Jinx.
When you say his name, if we go with his name being Jinx, he just sounds like some fucking chaotic deity.
Well, I mean, have you seen these Tom and Jerry cartoons?
Fair.
But I think that's the solve. I think we go with young little kitten Tom, and then Jerry's mutant father Jinx, who's like fucking cat size for some reason.
Yeah, for some.
And we go for there.
This would be in like the 1800s if we're going by like original continuity.
Listen,
Clearly
I mean,
it's all the cocaine.
You know, I'm pretty sure Tom and Jerry have had an adventure with Sherlock Holmes, so that does make sense.
yeah, that's fair.
I'm actually not joking. I'm positive that is one of those fucking movies.
Here we go.
Was a thing in the new Scooby-Doo, which we just keep
Cocaine?
going back to that. Fuck.
It sounds like you really just want to do a Scooby-Doo episode.
We did last time.
I forgot.
At least, or no, not last time. It was 3 episodes ago.
How
Yeah,
about
episode 2.
How about Jerry's dad Jinx escaped from the island of Dr. Moreau, and that's why he's so fucking big.
Are you saying that like he has the capacity of being a human?
Does Jerry not though? Jerry, like they both seem at least like somewhat sapient.
Like, I don't know that much about the story Roxy's referencing, but I remember
I
it
was
was
just-
like humanoid animal.
I was just going for like the one thing I could think of like pre-1940s. All right, how do we make a giant mutant mouse? Because this isn't quite in the era of nuclear power yet. This isn't really like probably not magic. Gotta go some weird pseudoscience.
I'm pretty sure it's steampunk.
God.
Oh, I'm disappointed. I don't think there's been a steampunk Tom and Jerry yet. Get
I
on
don't
that
think
Warner
so.
Brothers, whoever the fuck owns them now.
They will eventually, just sort of the, you know.
You give them time.
If they haven't
Monkeys
done
on
Around the World in
typewriters.
80 days yet with Tom and Jerry, like, I mean, they're missing their opportunity.
They probably
Yeah.
have.
I'm looking.
Everything's done that. Fucking Mickey Mouse did that. Tweety Bird did that.
They went to Mars.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, and there's also the Fast and the Furry.
What?
Oh wait. All right, so I may have shit on magic earlier, but actually I do remember in one of the Tom and Jerry movies there is like Tom's owner is like a wizard or something.
Yeah, I think that
What
was
the
called
fuck?
or something.
So there we go. Jerry's
hate
dad is like a
this.
magical experiment by Tom's owner. This is set when Tom is a little kitten, and it's Tom getting terrorized by this giant rat. And Tom's
I
gotta
love this show.
develop his wits and fucking like, you know, find a way to get the old man down.
And the
So what
last
happened to
episode
the
is
old
him
mouse?
Killing.
I don't know.
Because I feel like in this
Jerry's dad.
case, like maybe something happened to the old mouse, and then Tom couldn't get his revenge on him, so he just put all of his anger on this other motherfucker.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
But I feel like, I don't know, Ninja, the way you word it, it makes it sound like Tom will forever be small in this continuity.
I mean, no, not necessarily.
I did wonder about that.
Okay.
We can have it be like it's a prequel and then...
Yes, the Tom and Jerry continuity. God forbid that anyone mess with it.
Yep.
God forbid we don't stick to canon.
We have
For
to figure
Tom
out a
and
timeline.
Jerry.
Let's figure out the time. No, we do not have time to figure out the entire timeline of Tom and Jerry. We will
I mean,
be here
presumably
for
it's
days.
chronological.
This feels like it could easily be a backdoor pilot into the Warner Bros. Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
God, I was about to say don't give them ideas, but you know what? I do kind of want to see that.
I mean, Hanna-Barbera technically already has one. They Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated had a bunch of different crossover stuff. Cameos from Johnny Quest and Blue Falcon and Dynamite in the same episode.
God, you're old.
Dang.
This look. You.
I'm sorry, it's just I can't think of anyone else around my age that gets excited about Johnny Quest or Dynamite.
I don't think I've ever even actually heard of Dynamite.
I don't.
I know what Dynamite
even-
is. Y'all are
even-
cowards.
All of you. I'll be right back.
He has to go cry for a minute.
Oof.
Oh God.
In the
Okay.
meantime, let's figure this out.
Okay.
So,
I think the prequel idea is probably like the best one we've got so far.
Yep.
All right.
Oh well.
Hello.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So, well, that was a wild ride.
Yep.
Yeah.
Subject or
Yeah, I think we got the continuity. It's just Tom bullied by older mutant mouse,
Yep.
and
Who
now
was
takes his
created with
revenge on
magical
Gerald.
means. We can't forget how he was made.
Yeah, we gotta remember that.
And now Thomas bullies Gerald.
So basically, the plot here is Tom needs a therapist.
Yes.
Yes.
Tom
Physically,
needs a
Mother could not
therapist.
protect me from the giant mouse.
physically he's indestructible, but not emotionally.
We didn't
Exactly.
mention his parents.
Oh my
Does
God.
that
What?
mean that Jerry's dad killed Tom's parents?
Is Tom basically Batman? Like, what are you getting at here?
Oh my god! There we go! That's it! He is the terror that meows in the night!
God, dude, fuck you!
God.
Roxy, this is
We
why
ban
I love
Roxy.
you.
I'm the only one that can make jokes that stupid on this podcast.
Well, I hope you're ready for you to be dethroned, my man.
We'll see about that.
It's okay, Roxy. You'll come visit soon so you can fisticuff her yourself.
Yeah, fight me, coward. IRL.
Literally, that's why she's coming up here, just to fight me.
Yep. That's why she
Heard all the
started
stories.
fencing lessons.
I shall face you in the arena of combat.
Don't let her
That was
have
how
a
I knew I
sword,
would die.
She'll kill you. We don't
Okay,
need that. You are my friend.
like-
I love you.
I never really thought that much about Tom and Jerry, but now when you mentioned the timeline thing, it does make me question, like, there are some movies where Tom and Jerry can talk, and a lot of them where they don't.
That was only in the theatrical early '90s one. In all the other ones, they just do minor vocalizations.
So
Hmm.
presumably that one where they do
Because
talk is the last in continuity.
Everyone rightly hated it.
Maybe they can talk. It was just they've been silenced by what's the tiny mouse's name?
I know
don't
who you're
remember.
talking about, the little tiny
Yeah, the little gray one. Yeah.
Is that
That
where they got the idea for Nermal?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
No, I think he came after Nermal.
Nibbles, that's his
Oh,
name.
Nibbles. No, Nibbles was in the original shorts. So
Also known as Tuffy.
yeah. So yeah, no.
Why do
they
you
were
fuckers know so much about fucking Tom and Jerry?
I
Like
googled
you.
it.
Cartoon Network, childhood.
Because I watched cartoons past like fucking 1982.
It was on Cartoon Network like all the time.
Yeah, it was on there for like a solid decade.
I was
Didn't
too
you
busy
ever
watching
watch
Looney Tunes
Boomerang?
Babies or whatever that was
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on, like, I didn't even need Boomerang. I got,
Yeah.
like, satellite
Yeah.
TV in, like, 5th grade. And even I have enough knowledge of Tom and Jerry. But then again, I did also have, like, a bunch of phases. And I think Tom and Jerry was one of them. But we're not going to go into my Garfield phase or
Not
my
We'll get there.
rom-com Christmas phase. We don't need to go
Oh my
there.
god.
I'm so sorry, Roxy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, that's fine. Roxy will be apologizing to you with the next one. What's our next one, Ninja?
Oh no.
So the next one we're going to be looking at is Resident Evil, but the T-Virus started in an apartment building rather than a mansion.
Okay. So that does change a lot because
Yeah, no, it's just Silent Hills.
yeah, well, that too. Okay, so the reason I'm gonna have to be apologizing to Ninja is because the only Resident Evil content that I've consumed is the movies. Not necessarily willingly. It's just my dad bought them and put them on a bunch, so I ended up watching them. Also, Mila Jovovich is hot. Don't at me.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Fair.
But yeah, like the reason that the virus was in like a mansion is because like there's a secret lab under the mansion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we just transplant the Raccoon City lab thing from the outskirts to like the center of the population center.
I mean, not necessarily. You can have
Yeah, you can
apartment
have
buildings like anywhere.
Yeah,
you
but
can
they
have
do
an
tend to
apartment
be
in the
more.
boonies? What do you mean?
Yeah, but they do tend to be more like where thing.
No. I'm calling out Ninja. Like, wouldn't have you seen an apartment out in the middle of fuck humping nowhere? That just seems like it's specifically
I've seen
being a
it
drug
before.
den.
Like, there are some apartment complexes that are essentially made as like housing developments in a way. So because I live like in the Twin Cities here, you know, there's a lot more. I'd say I'm probably more like suburban than the rest of you. So
Probably.
I've seen
I'm
like
I'm
all
decent,
kinds
I'm
of weird
decently
shit.
suburban.
But yeah.
So Ninja, do you happen to know like the original like basic continuity of Resident Evil to like help us out?
I know the first game was in a mansion. Second one, or at least the one set after it, not necessarily okay, because Resident Evil 2 wasn't set like right after it, but there's like a game that was made after a bunch of them were made that was set right after the stuff in the mansion, which was set on a train, and it's normally considered a very bad game just because there's not a whole lot you can do when it's as linear as a train. Then the second one was the one with Leon, I think? Or
Yeah.
Second one was the one where X gonna give it to you, right?
What? Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
like the fucking Terminator-ass bitch that was just like, how dare you know this shit? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Because I think he was a robot.
I want to say that's correct, yeah.
Wait.
Sure. That sounds.
Hold up.
It could be.
Are you telling me this zombie game also has robots?
Yes.
Hopefully.
Umbrella Corp was like, oh shit, we have to cover our tracks. Let's make a fucking killer robot.
I thought he was just like some mind-controlled super zombie.
Wow.
No, pretty sure it's a robot.
Umbrella Corp are just fucking dumb, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, let's see, Mr. X RE2. I'm actually gonna look this up.
Yep. Please do.
Mr. X, aka Tyrant. Nope, that's IGN, not like a wiki article.
I'm getting up the wiki.
Yeah,
Tyrant is because series books game.
I feel like if it's starting in an apartment building, it's probably like it sounds like it's more the project of some disgruntled grad student, less than a fucking evil scientist.
Okay, no, Tyrant is like is also kind of a zombie. He's a biologically engineered super soldier, which I'm guessing that's why they made the virus.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, like I don't actually know their I assume it was like a mind control thing that got fucky. Or did they really just make zombies because reasons? Like I don't.
Let's see. All right, so T virus. That's a word I know as well. Oh my
Leon
god.
S. Kennedy.
It stands for tyrant virus. How am I only just okay?
That has to be fake. Please, God, no.
No.
Don't worry,
it's real.
All
right. T virus was effectively eliminate the need for large scale conventional army and generate revenue to go through eugenics program. Project. Ugh. Okay. So yeah, it was a virus designed kind of to create super soldiers.
How do you fuck up that bad?
Well, if they didn't, then they wouldn't have a game.
I guess, but at the same time, it's like I'm gonna make this serum that give.
Well,
I mean, like, okay, so like, hey,
Super
Gage,
Soldiers makes a game, Roxy. Miss, I like Snake Eater. Or wait, what is the game's actually called? Fuck.
Metal
Shit.
Gear Solid.
That's the bitch. Thank you.
Yeah, and they're also very bad at how genetics works in that game too.
Yeah,
we all make fun of it. But yeah, Gage, why don't you whip up a super soldier serum real quick?
I'm just saying, like, if I'm trying to make super soldiers, I feel like I wouldn't fuck up so bad. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make super soldiers. Oh no, everyone's dick fell off. Whoops! Like, how do you?
Biology hard.
You make.
Biology is hard.
Yeah, but I mean,
why am I the one who's defending Raccoon's fucking Umbrella Corporation? Why am I the one in this role?
I feel like we cannot ever show this episode to my brother. He is a genomics major right now.
Yeah, ask him on the podcast next time you have a genetics question.
He's working on his doctorate. He would just be like, y'all are fucking stupid, I hate you.
Ask him about the superior genes and inferior genes of Big Boss. I got all the inferior recessive genes. God, so dumb. Okay. Alright, okay, an apartment building.
By the way, I'm pretty sure the word eugenics was in that mumble that you had, like...
Yeah, they were definitely up to some shit, which is surprising to no one.
Were there, like, fucking... Were there Nazis in the fucking Umbrella Corp?
I don't fucking doubt it.
Would you really be that surprised?
Would you be that surprised?
I will say, if there's one person that could fuck up a super soldier that bad, it probably would be Nazis.
Yeah. Why do you think there's so many zombie Nazi games?
Oh my god! This is just... So this is the work of, like, some white nationalist piece of shit in his apartment building.
I mean, this is that's where most of them are just shitty apartments. Or houses, and then in politics. And... Yeah. Okay, let's not get into that too much. I don't want to get depressed.
It's gonna make me depressed.
Same. Okay. So we got this piece of shit working on his piece of shit eugenics virus in his piece of shit apartment.
Yep.
Yeah. Well...
Or worse, he's the landlord and it's still under it.
Oh, God. Alright, if Umbrella Corp, like, you know, owned, like, some subsidized housing to, like, cover up their lab, I mean, that seems like a likely thing to do, yeah?
Yeah.
An apartment building, I think, kind of... I guess it doesn't totally make sense to me, but it could make sense in the fact it's like, okay, you have people that are in, like, slightly close proximity but still separated, so it's kind of like its own testing facility.
Yeah. This is gonna get dark.
It's Resident Evil. Pony.
I mean, even the fucking dogs turn into zombies in Resident Evil. Come on.
It's sad.
Yeah. All right, so I mean, like, hey, in an apartment building, I do believe, like, that with the escape of the virus or whatever, definitely make the zombie apocalypse happening a lot faster.
Yep, this is true.
Just calling out people that live in apartments. Like, I don't.
Guys,
So, I mean,
I guess there's
when
more
you think about
population.
it,
That's
because-
your thinking. I don't know why. I just assumed you were implying because they're like more dirty or something.
No, it's because there's like a lot of people in proximity, and it's in like a bigger population center.
If they really wanted to spread it quickly,
it
they
could
should
still. Oh, go on.
If they really wanted to spread it quickly, then they should start it in like some sort of shopping mall.
No.
Now let me talk about Dead Rising. No.
I knew it. Anyway,
Shut up. That's a good game.
like, we could still have apartments out in the boonies, but that makes it worse because it's cheap housing out in the middle of nowhere. So, wait. What if we moved it to a trailer park?
Oh no.
Worse.
I think that makes it worse, like, on a social level.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's not do it then.
Yeah, alright, apartment. We're sticking with apartment. Let's go with
But it's still
apartment.
like that is cheap housing if it's in the middle of nowhere and it's apartments.
What if the T-virus started out in a Taco Bell? That's where it got its name.
I hate you!
You only hate me because you know that we would be the first two that get it.
God! Yeah!
Because that's Roxy's favorite and it's Gage's favorite.
Yep.
Look, listen. Okay, listen. I enjoy Taco Bell. It's not my favorite.
What's wrong
I
with
thought it
you?
was your favorite fast food.
I'll get back to you on that. It's cheap. You get $5 for a whole box of taco stuff. It's fine. It's great for me, who works very hard for not a lot of pay. But I
Roxy,
wouldn't
did
say
you
that
think
it
that
is
you were gonna
good
get-
food.
Did you think that when you came on this podcast, it would just strictly be you getting called out repeatedly?
I didn't, actually. I didn't think that's how this was gonna go.
I'm sorry, Rox.
It was a trap this whole time.
No.
It's all right, Ninja. You can. I'll forgive you when I visit you.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Are you gonna hold her hand?
Yes.
Should we
Maybe
move
even defend her honor with a sword.
should we?
It's just like, ooh, just waving at her face. Yeah, I
right,
feel.
so- What were you saying, Chris?
Want to move on to Skyrim then?
Yeah,
I
I feel
mean,
like
did we
I
actually
feel
do
like
this
we kind
all?
of established it. It's just like white nationalist, and I mean, it mostly just ends up the same. It's just slightly different starting circumstance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it just really ups the ups the
Racism?
speed.
There
I was gonna say
Oh.
the vector of infection, but okay.
I mean, there was one other aspect of it I did want to bring up,
Yeah. What is?
which was from a gameplay standpoint, how would it change?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Because with a mansion, it makes more sense to have, puzzles that involve going around to, like, a bunch of different rooms to find things. But when you're in an apartment building, it's kind of harder to justify, like, oh yes, in, apartment 302, you find a key for apartment 506.
I do feel like how apartments tend to be laid out in like, a lot of like the same room design just over and over and over again would make it like a lot more challenging to navigate just because like it's a bit more of a maze.
Yeah, that's also
Well, I feel
true.
like it'd be easier if the layout is basically the same each floor.
No,
It just
because
makes me
you
think of
get
Mass Effect.
lost more. You
I
as
guess.
a player, if things are all the same,
Oh,
then
I
you
see
don't
what you.
have as many landmarks, so you're like, shit, which one was it?
Actually, that being the case, though, if all the apartment, like they could do some like very environmental storytelling with each of the apartments. Like you see all the
Oh
kinds of
yeah.
stuff that the people had, and like, oh, this was a very girly apartment, and this
Oh,
had
no.
it had this
Now
kind of
this
stuff in it.
this apartment is full of red Solo cups. This is
Yeah.
obviously some bachelor pad.
Like, yeah, this way it's like that would actually be interesting because it'd be a nice challenge for the developers and writers to like make a story without by using the environment,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm sure they've done in other Resident Evils.
Environmental
Yeah.
vignettes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I feel like it had to be a bigger than normal apartment though, because like regular apartments, I don't like
Yeah.
unless they are like very tiny little stories that want to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Apartments can be pretty small. Can confirm.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
video game. No one's gonna be like, ah, yes, size for size.
Yeah.
And you can still have,
Alright.
like, other areas that aren't just the apartments. Like, there are, you know, what would you say? Like,
The garages.
well, no, because some apartments have, like, party rooms or
Oh,
sort
true.
of common
Yeah,
area kind of
the
things.
common area, the gym, the pool, that place. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Rec
underwater
room.
gym.
Yes, Gage. And, like, if you're going real fancy, you could even be like, here are some interconnected apartments
Oh, that'd be hot.
with, like,
Ooh.
restaurants and things.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be slightly more upscale.
That does sound actually pretty rad.
Hell yeah.
There we go. I think we have our decent idea of the podcast.
Yeah.
There we go.
It took
Alright,
5
so
episodes, but we did it.
No,
So
we've had at
no.
least like one decent thing, and I think every one of them.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back, but
Yeah.
Like, I was about to say, wait, no, Animal Crossing in Space was pretty good.
hell yeah, it was.
Just video games in general, we tend to be pretty good at.
Yeah, interesting.
Vigima Games fun. Who knew?
That's
We
a
are the
fact.
new Cool Games Inc. I have killed Nick Robinson. And just totally...
He is dead.
Good.
I am Nick
All right.
Robinson, but not problematic and a lesbian.
Speaking of things that are tangentially related to Skyrim,
Oh yeah.
So you want to go on to the next point then, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
maybe. What are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna go to your house, Gage, and I'll steal your cats.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Good luck lifting Shadow.
He's a fat boy, but a good fat boy.
Yes,
Oh.
he.
So Skyrim,
I don't know if
but what?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What is the thing?
Skyrim, but your player character is not of any importance. So they have to work for their prestige rather than just fate handing it to them.
Could be interesting from a gameplay perspective. It would certainly make you work more for it.
You know, having played Skyrim, I will say, in spite of being the Dragonborn, people still definitely give you shit.
Yeah, but like,
It is.
just story-wise.
It is pretty funny, like when a random ass stranger, like whether or not they realize you're the main character, like they're willing to throw down with you. It doesn't matter if you're like 80 levels above them. It's like, yeah, I'll take you with my fist.
Yeah.
I think I got this.
Bandit seeing a dude in Daedric plate was like, yeah, I think I'll rob that guy.
Yeah, that's something that's been a thing with when I've watched Clocky play it. Of like everybody has like insane overconfidence and that they can take you.
Although it is set in basically Tamriel's equivalent of like the redneck South, so
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
Well, redneck north.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't actually know the map of Skyrim, but I will say
I mean, it's cold as fuck
It is cold.
in Skyrim.
It is in the north.
I think in this case you're just kind of like it's just kind of a different game series because I swear that there are games where that is the case, like fantasy ones where you're just kind of a nobody motherfucker that can like either I don't know become a great hero or become famous to some degree, become big merchant or something like that. I don't know. I think that this is just a different game, not necessarily a different version of Skyrim.
It would be a very different experience from the ground up.
Mhm.
So
I guess like the core of this question is like basically Skyrim, but you got to do all this stuff while not being the Dragonborn. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
So you got to kill these dragons without having the innate ability to permanently kill dragons.
right.
Yes.
So that's gonna be tough.
Yes. I mean, you can still like. Wait, no, my brain is going into dark places. I don't know if anyone wants to hear this.
I mean,
If something is immortal, you can still torture them for eternity.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
Oh, good.
oh wait, no, that's Game of Thrones. Fuck.
wrong bad fantasy.
Wrong, bad dragon fantasy.
But yeah, like, if it's a dragon and it's trying to constantly, like, bring itself back to being in a state of power, you could still, like, I don't know, encase its head in iron. It would still be alive.
Alternatively,
just nothing specific. Just melt some lead around its head and just keep it in a box for eternity.
Yeah.
Alternatively,
Mm-hmm.
the main plot for permanently defeating the final dragon involves the use of the titular Elder Scroll.
Yes.
So probably like have that just be the main beginning quest of trying to get that Elder Scroll, and then using its magic on every dragon and trying not to go completely blind / insane from it.
What does the Elder Scroll do? Is it like some ultimate power sort of thing?
It's basic.
So.
It's complicated. The Elder Scrolls. So, looking at the Elder Scroll is inherently dangerous because you can go blind or insane from the massive amount of magic, like stored in it.
So
Yeah.
clearly we need to get Shiagorath to help us.
Oh
Dude's
God!
already mad, so just have him stare at it. And he'll just be like, haha, I'm a Dietrich Prince, this doesn't fuck. Oh, what the fuck?
Alright, so they're artifacts of unknown origin and quantity, being simultaneously archives of historic, past, and future events. They often tell of events that require a hero to resolve them, although the scrolls themselves do not select such individuals. They are also known as the Adric prophecies, suggesting they may have been created by the Aedra, although this designation may be inaccurate. Without technological aid, Elder Scrolls cannot be read without extreme side effects, among which are blindness and insanity. So it's basically like the history of forever.
And
saying
if you read it,
how
you could
these
become
things,
blind.
Yeah, or insane. Can't forget the insane.
Cool. So I think that we just take Skyrim and it just becomes like a different sort of tone. Like I think it goes from mighty hero going up against dragons to like just this bumblefuck that's trying to steal ultimate treasures and accidentally has to fight a dragon.
Basically, it sounds like it becomes like almost a cosmic horror story.
Oh.
It could be that too.
Yeah, you're like some unknown dude who has to find this ancient, incredibly dangerous magic that has the chance of fucking you over super bad just to stop this even bigger evil.
I'm kind of just thinking of like Lord of the Rings, except Frodo doesn't realize what the ring really is. Where it's like, okay, I found this like scroll and like it hurts my eyes to look at it, but I don't know, it seems valuable. I'll see if I can sell it to someone. Shenanigans ensue, etc., etc.
So now we're just making two totally separate stories at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Skyrim is a very open-ended thing to begin with.
True.
That's fair. That's very fair.
So I feel like even your original thing, like you could probably just, as a player, just kind of roleplay that.
Yeah.
Where every time they're like basically handing you something, it's like, you happen to be in the right place at the right time, and you were able to kill that thing that I'm sure like other people could have killed, but you did it anyway. And you can just hand wave it away like, no, I'm just a dumbass, dude.
Yep. But I just kind of wanted to go with it.
Unless
Unless
it's Skyrim, but you're playing that fucking merchant dude in Whiterun.
Which one?
The one that has the same voice as Nick from Fallout.
Fuck.
All I know is that I'm pretty sure the merchants can't be. I only played like 2
They
hours of
can't be
Skyrim.
killed. They cannot be killed.
So what's up with that? Because like I tried to kill a merchant, and then eventually like he just sat in a corner and just started crying, and then eventually he just completely forgot about it when I fucked off for a second.
So the question is, what is more immortal, a shopkeeper or a dragon?
There we go.
Apparently,
we've been sleeping on this.
Use the Elder Scroll on a shopkeeper.
But can you?
I don't know. I don't think you... Do you ever get the Elder Scroll in the game as a usable item?
No, yeah, you do actually get the Elder Scroll to fight, fucking not Parthenax.
It's in, like,
Agamemnon.
a specific area, though. You can't just, like, carry that shit around and be like, ah, hello, merchant.
But like, could you, like, just
You're
hack it into your inventory, though?
Basically.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Skyrim. But the game came out, like, a decade ago, so fuck you.
Could you hack it into your inventory, though?
Okay, so basically, in Skyrim itself, Parthenax sends you to get the Elder Scroll to look through it, to look at the point in time Dragon Rend shout was used to defeat Alduin the first time. So basically, he sent you to do a history lesson to find the history of what happened, so you could bring the history to the present.
Mm-hmm.
Could he read it without going nuts? Is that like a special thing for dragons? Or is it just like literally any motherfucker who lays eyes on it is gonna...
So, it says you need lots of time, preparation, and training to read an Elder Scroll.
Yeah, you need lots of time, preparation, and training for anal, but I mean, like, doesn't mean that...
No. What the fuck?
What, Ninja? What?
I mean, specifically, it says that those without the ability to read it only see unknown etchings and runes, sometimes claiming to recognize constellations and birth signs.
So you got to be special to be able to even read it anyway. But if you can read it, it might fuck you up.
Exactly.
Wow. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's one of Sanderson's laws of magic. It's like, you know, fucking drawbacks are more interesting than powers.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens if you make a rabbit try and read it.
It probably couldn't. It's a rabbit.
Yeah, I don't think a rabbit could.
Unless it's your persona.
Unless it's the rabbit with Shigareth.
What happens if you eat an Elder Scroll?
You shit out an Elder Scroll. Wait, actually that doesn't make... Can they actually be destroyed?
Let me see. Let's look. Alright, the nature scrolls have some relation to time.
Because it would be kind of funny as hell if like this thing of Altoan power you could just accidentally burn it.
It looks to me that Elder Scrolls are themselves like fixed points in time.
Oh.
So they like don't exist in like the same way temporally
like
that
metaphysical
we do.
Shit.
They like exist across all time and space.
So you cannot eat an Elder Scroll.
Probably could not eat an Elder Scroll.
It would come out the same way that it went in.
One way to find out.
Do you think the Elder Scrolls see it in their own futures that it could be eaten?
Maybe.
Oh no, we're getting back to the vor topic of the very beginning. Fuck.
Oh no.
Callbacks.
No.
So, okay, it seems like your idea here, like what specifically was the thought process, Ninja?
Okay, so the thought process behind it is the fact that in every single like Bethesda game that I've played, there's always this sense of like, oh, you are already like, you know, somehow chosen or somehow like better than everyone else.
Well, I think
Like-
all the Elder Scrolls games start off with you going to prison.
Doing fine.
Yeah, but even if we're not talking main quest, side quests, you're still like magical in some way. You're like, ooh, look, it's the
Special.
person who can speak to the Night Mother. Ooh, fancy.
No. No.
Well, I mean, yeah, Chosen One is definitely a bit of like a tired old trope, but in like an interactive media like a game, it's like that's how you make the most interesting one.
I think that's
So-
an easy way to do it, but I
Yeah.
think it's not necessarily the only way.
Well, yeah, probably not the only way, but yeah.
I feel like, so from a writer perspective, I see what they're going for is that like they need to make it so that the player can always kind of like continue, which is why a lot of times like I don't know Elder Scrolls very well, but I assume that there aren't a whole lot of like really deep puzzles or a lot of things that you can't find out just
No,
by
I
kind
think
of
the
like poking
puzzles are
around.
all mostly
The puzzles
pretty
are
generic.
simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like from a like developer perspective, they don't want to make stuff where it's like you can actually genuinely get stuck by just not being a smart enough human being to play this video game. Which to me makes sense. Like, okay, yes, you are the special chosen one. Like, hey, just talk to this person, and then I don't know, kill 5 rats, and then oh wait, you found the princess of blah blah blah. Aren't you just the special? It's like I get what they're doing, but I do think that like they don't
They're
necessarily have to
boring.
hold the hand as much.
Yeah.
Also,
That's
Todd's
one
just
o'clock.
bad at games.
Yeah, Todd.
Todd's just bad at games.
I mean,
You say
From what I've-
games, but he's come out with the same game for the past 9 years.
Oh, it hurt.
And then
I
Fallout
think-
76 and
oh,
Fallout.
oh.
I actually did try the try Fallout 76 while it
You
was
don't have
free
to do
over
that,
the
Roxy.
weekend.
That's the thing. You don't have to do that. Why? Why did you
He
do
likes
that?
Fallout.
I don't know.
I just wanted to try it out, and honestly, like at this point, I guess they might have fixed most of like the biggest problems with it as a game, but now it's just like Fallout 4 more. It's
I
just
like that
more
subtitle.
Fallout 4, basically.
Fallout more, you might say.
Fallout more, basically, and it was just kind of boring.
Yay.
At least you played it when it was free, though, rather than like paying
Yeah.
for it. You
Yeah, I
were
felt-
fiscally
$60.
responsible.
I felt no need to buy the game.
That
I,
that's kind of sad for a demo though, because like I'm the kind of bitch that plays a lot of demos on my Switch, and I'm like, ooh, this might be fun to get, and then I ended up buying Puyo Puyo, and I've put 50 hours into it.
okay,
that
wait,
kind
going
of
back to
problem.
the writing thing though, Ninja.
Yeah.
As it happens, as of this moment, my cousin recommended that I look into the story of one Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
friend of ours in the Mr. Irver's been playing that a lot lately.
Yeah, that's the
That's
thing.
the
like-
MMO run one, right?
Huh?
That's the MMO one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
played a
know
little bit of
because
that.
some of my friends have, like, my cousin has spent at least 1,000 hours in it, give or take. bare
Holy
minimum.
shit.
And I think like she knows people that have spent like 4 times that. It's insane.
Oof. That's
And
too much time for a game.
yeah, but
That's a lot.
which is why I never played it. But I was looking into an LP of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, or just the movies, like, and I noticed that was this very same thing with the writing, where it's like, oh, you are the very special one, and it's really you're just kind of special because you happened to find this princess and you touched a crystal that was a god or something. Like it wasn't necessarily anything you did as a player or like an individual. It's just kind of you stumble upon it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if they want to do your version, Ninja, where it's more, it would require more like player, what's like
Input?
where you do your own thing. You force it.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Freedom, I would say.
Yeah, but like where you have to push yourself forward.
I think Oblivion kind of did that because the player character in that one was like happened to be in prison at the time that a
Nope,
coup happened
nope.
and you ended up with the.
Nope, you're wrong.
I'm wrong?
The player character was in a vision by the Emperor.
Oh.
So he was like, "Oh shit, you're the bitch from my dreams."
Wasn't he voiced by Patrick Stewart?
Yeah, that I
One
remembered.
of the 3 voice actors they had for that game.
So that, in fact, is
Skyrim's not
still
much
like
better
a
in that
you
regard.
magical special.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but Bethany Esda just can't do a non-chosen one plot.
Though I do have to say, I don't think that I would be that excited to be a prisoner, and then the Emperor's like, "Oh, I've dreamed of you." Just be like, "Okay, kill me."
Well, if it gets me out of
Do not
prison.
want. Do not
Although, if that Emperor is Patrick Stewart,
I'd hit that.
Fair. Okay.
Alright.
He does not look like Patrick Stewart, though, which I feel is like.
yeah.
But he's
Yeah,
got the
He was
voice.
Butterfaced Emperor, but everyone was Butterfaced in Oblivion.
Yeah.
In Oblivion. Yeah.
Oh, Oblivion. I
Oblivion.
don't know what it is about like Elder Scrolls games that like I've played Oblivion and Skyrim, but I only could get into it for like 2 hours, and then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I put 50 plus hours into Oblivion.
Holy shit.
It's fun, mostly because it has an acrobatic skill, so you can like jump around and get the skill improved. And it gets to the point where you can literally jump over things and break the game. I had to do 2 resets because I ended up jumping somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. This happened twice. I didn't learn my lesson the first time.
8-foot vertical leap.
Yes, literally.
Awesome.
I made a noise when you said you put over 50 hours in Oblivion. I just looked at the number of hours I put into Fallout 4. It's 236.
Jeez.
God, I have no room to talk.
Fucking
Yeah.
gamer girl over here.
She has to play as Nat. That's her thing.
I mean, I would play as Nat in Fallout 4 if it didn't have a bullshit predetermined character history.
Oh,
Why do you have to have a
right.
baby? Why do you have to have a whole ass baby?
God.
That was a
Wasn't
bad
the
choice.
Don't you have to like fight the kid grown up or something?
No.
In Fallout 4? Oh,
You
I
have to
don't
decide if he
know.
lives or dies.
oh, that's
I never actually finished.
spoilers.
Roxy, 200 hours and you never finished the main storyline?
I think just she doesn't give a shit about the main story at that
It
point.
sounds like that.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I just couldn't give a
Abandon
shit.
your son. Abandon your son.
But yeah, you choose if he lives or if he dies.
Like, okay, there's
I
more
think.
context to it than that, Ninja, because it's like, I imagine it's not literally go
Oh
up
wait,
to your
no,
fucking
he,
son with
I
a
think
gun.
he dies either way, and you just have to
Oh, that's
choose his
nice.
lineage.
What? Chooses what?
Like, what happens next with all this stuff that he's built up since he was alive? You can decide to burn it to the ground or not.
The Institute.
Yes.
Was he like an asshole or something?
Yes.
Oh.
Your
Okay,
son
see,
goes
that
into
makes
an
more
asshole.
sense with the context of, like, you have to choose whether he lives or dies then.
I think he dies either way, and you just choose what happens to what he's built.
Why are you automatically a terrible parent in Fallout 4?
Because your child was stolen from you as a baby, and then you were thrown into cryostasis for another, like, 50 years or some shit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it's also a story no one cares about, because why
Yeah.
the fuck
God.
would you give the player a baby?
It's fucking weird though. Okay, so so Sean, this is definitely off topic
Sean.
now, but Sean at the end of the game is this fucking old ass man. But when Sean is kidnapped as a baby by Kellogg is also an old ass man. And by
Kellogg?
the time, yeah, that's the name of the guy that fucking kidnaps your kid. He's still a fucking old ass man, but he hasn't changed a single goddamn bit, despite it being like.
Radiation? Question mark?
No, I
Audio's-
mean,
audio's starting to get kind of glitchy for me. For
Mm.
you guys.
all right. I think it's because Kellogg has some like cybernetic implants or something, some other bullshit.
Yeah.
But like, if Kellogg could live a whole lot longer than Sean, with cybernetic implants. Why the hell didn't Sean put any cybernetic?
I think he gets
Todd.
cancer or some bullshit. I don't know.
Todd.
All right.
God damn it, Todd Howard.
God damn it. All right.
So
I can't
yeah,
wait
there
for
we
the
go.
implants.
Fuck Todd Howard.
Yeah, I think that's the core message we have.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know a whole lot about Fallout. All I know is that everyone really loves New Vegas.
Yep.
And
Oh
that
yeah,
was
because
made
it's
by
good.
Obsidian.
Yes.
And then a lot of the other stuff that the actual Fallout team made wasn't as well written,
Right. Correct.
at least comparatively.
Correct.
So
Yep.
yeah, I feel like the problem here is they just need a new writing staff so that they could like recontextualize the player stuff. So it's like I mean, yes, you could be special in some ways, but maybe some things that require a little more effort.
Because, like, the courier is special in the sense of, like, oh, you got shot and you didn't die, and you also were, like, carrying this thing you didn't realize you had. But then, like, a lot of the bits from there, like, your choices actually matter to the point there's, like, how many different endings? Like, 8? Well, no, more than
There's
that.
I think there's like 4 big endings, but then there's also like the different things that also happen that kind of mix in between. Like,
Is this Final Fantasy 13 too?
Yeah.
but
Wait,
like
Roxy,
you
do
can
you know about Final Fantasy 13?
I don't actually.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. You shouldn't. Don't waste your time.
But yeah, so like there's like the main so there's 4 big overarching endings. There's the house ending, wildcard ending, NCR ending, and Legion ending.
Yep. Based upon...
And in those endings, there are like other things that can happen that aren't necessarily connected to whoever takes over New Vegas.
Yep. But, like, it does feel like your choices have some weight to them. Like,
Oh yeah.
A lot of things that you do even just get, like, a 2-sentence or 1-sentence mention, which is like,
And I feel like that's all you
nice.
need. Like, sometimes, at least with the smaller ones, that's all you really need. It's just like, when the game keeps track of that, it feels good.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's nice.
All right.
And then, like, especially, it's like, if you go out of your way to do something when you're not necessarily, like, pulled along by your nose hairs to do it, like...
Ow.
And then you get rewarded for it, like, that's a good feeling.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Skyrim, just, you need, like, better writers, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Alright.
even when you finish the game, it doesn't really feel like you finished the game. Which is good, because it's an open world game, but at the same time, it's like, something. Give
Yeah.
something.
Although that is better than Fallout 3's ending before they added the DLC in.
Oh, right. The one where you have to die.
Yeah.
Something Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
So story-driven games, in general, please just make your stories better. Fuck.
Yes.
Make the choices meaningful.
Choice.
Right.
It doesn't have to be... You can do a chosen one thing, and you can also, like, make it recontextualize it a bit. I'm a writer. You can hire me.
Same.
Hire Roxy. She needs the money more.
I do need money, please.
I have a job. No, wait, Roxy has a job too. That's right. Sorry.
I do also have a job, but I could always use more money.
That's
We
true.
live in a society, you know.
Comma.
And I'm not a writer.
Oh shit! I didn't say something gross to end the episode.
No. That can be my turn, or Roxy's turn, or Chris's turn. You don't need to do it every time, Gage. Please.
Let's see if someone can actually do it better than I can.
Yeah, sure. Give me a second. Something gross. Hey Ninja, I love you so very much. I'm in love with you a lot.
That's all the time we have for this week. Tune in next week when we go over Renaissance festivals, except you're allowed to do entirely historical accuracy in regards to the law.
All right.
So
All right,
yeah.
and now
Roxy,
And
sign off.
now it's this. Okay, it is the sign of time. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Once again, I'm Roxy. You can find my stuff at Artie Stroke on Twitter. I would also suggest we talked a lot about story. Read some Brandon Sanderson. It's good.
Okay.
I'm Chris signing off. I don't like giving out my public info, but
Yep.
That's
No,
fine.
you don't have to. You don't have to.
yeah, later.
And I'm Gage, best known as Cat Comic Studios, the not yet award-winning creator of Key to the Future's Fate. Give us some time. I'll get some awards.
And I'm Ninja, and this has been Everything is the Same Except. Bye.